one and all to this exclusive interview with the indie rock band Future Fiction. Before the unveil of their hit song from their new album, I'm your host, Suzanne Collins, portraying Effie Trinket from the Hunger Games. Can you see the resemblance here? I'm trying a new hairstyle. It's the latest at the Capitol. But, yeah. So, let's introduce our band members. First, we have the bassist from Future Fiction, C.S. Lewis.
Woo!
How lovely it is to finally meet you. Now, first off, has being part of this hit band been as rewarding for you as being a published author?
Yeah, actually, it's been even more rewarding because, see, back in my time, being an author wasn't as obscure and underground as it is now. It just wasn't cool enough for me. But now, indie rock bands are basically the most obscure things ever. So I'm even cooler now. And just watch, in like 3 years, this is going to be so cool.
The Chronicles of Narnia is described as a series of allegories to the Christian faith. Clearly, you have a strong faith in God. Do you think your faith would be as strong as it is today had you not been an atheist as a teenager?
No, I definitely wouldn't. I feel a lot stronger in my faith now because I've questioned it so bluntly in the past. Because through my life, I've learned that you can never fully believe in something until you fully doubted it.
Oh, how marvelously said. Fantastic. Now, if you were to bring one character of your choice from the series to life, who would it be and why?
I would probably choose Mr. Tumnus. Because he's way underrated compared to someone like Aslan, who everyone loves. But he's still a pretty humble and faithful person. Also, I really like to say the word satyr. Satyr. Satyr.
Well, may the odds be in our favor if he ever stops saying that word. Next question. Every writer gets writer's block now and again. What do you do to clear your mind?
Normally when I'm in that situation, I do what I'm doing right now. I dress up in a lion costume.
That's too much. How delightful. One last question. Everybody has seen the movie versions of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe and Prince Caspian. How do you feel to see your work on the big screen?
You know, it was certainly a moment of pride to see my work visualized for audiences. It was also kind of an interesting experience to see a different interpretation than my own of the characters and their story. There were some things I liked better and some things I didn't like as much, but that's just the beauty of literature.
Goodness, how fabulous. Well, you've heard it from the Lion Man himself. Now let's show him some love.
Woo! Go Aslan!
Up next, we have the guitars for the band, Lemony Snicket.
Woo!
Lemony. That's an unusual name. I know that your actual name is Daniel Handler, and Lemony is just a pen name. But why do you feel the need to have a pseudonym, and why did you pick that?
Well, I thought it would allow my novels to be more personable with the audience by giving them a named narrator that seemed as real as possible. The name itself actually comes from my first book called The Basic 8. I guess I chose Lemony Snicket because it sounds like there's more to it than meets the eye, but there's actually not.
How terribly interesting. What a clever trick. Now, if you were able to choose one character from your series to come alive, who would it be and why?
I would choose Sunny because she's impossibly intelligent for a girl her age. Imagine all the possibilities that such a smart baby is capable of. Not to mention the potential for securing our mutual information with the secret code of her baby language, like the 3 polar bears do.
A brilliant choice indeed. Now, in your opinion, which book in your series is the most unfortunate?
I would say the most unfortunate is The Hostile Hospital. It was just so eerie. The nurse and the doctor disguises, the surgical tools being used for weapons. I even shocked myself sometimes with how disturbing it was.
My goodness, that's quite frightening. Now, for my final question. Why on Pan Am are you dressed as Count Hope?
Because he's such an obscure villain. It's too popular to like awesome villains with attractive names and flashy evil plans. I like disgusting and lame evil villains way before it was cool.
Well, may the odds be ever in your favor on starting that trend. There you have it, folks, the one and only Lemony Snicket.
Woo!
And here we have the drummer for the band, Rick Riordan.
Woo!
Now, Rick, you're most well known for writing The Lightning Thief. What inspired you for this book?
Well, I've always loved Greek mythology ever since I was a kid, you know, way back before it was cool. And I guess I just wanted to incorporate a book that incorporated mythology in modern times.
Oh, you don't say. And I know you must have been writing for a long time. When did you start?
Well, I started writing back in middle school, but it was all pretty obscure and underground back then. None of it was really any good.
Well, may the odds be in anyone's favor who reads one of those. So, do you prefer writing or even reading action films or romance?
Well, they're both pretty mainstream, but action is a lot more exciting, and I'm all about excitement.
How intriguing! If you could bring one character from your book to life, who would it be? And why on Pan Am would you choose them?
I would pick Percy. I mean, it's so predictable to pick him that it's obscure. No one thinks it's cool to pick the main character anymore. Also, he's pretty cool, and he always looks out for his friends.
How fantastic! Let's hear it up for Rick Riordan. And now, Future Fiction is going to play their new song.
Woo!
Sacrifice your life for the land. Oh, great noble land, you were slaughtered by the righteous hand.
Woo!
But have no fear, you are here, you were taken back in return. And now we will rise in victory against the white bishop for might.
Woo!
It's not your fault but mine. It was your heart on the line. You've done no wrong and yet you tried. Did you rise land? You did your yourself, my friend, you know you've seen this all before. Tremble for the Hunger Games, where is punishment for revolt? Where is placed on the right, only one will live the next full time. Run past your children, keep your guard up until time. It's not your time to die. Just let them cry. It's you that seek your life, and I'm For yourself, children, you'll never ever be safe again. Now that you are orphaned and under your uncle's care, mischief is not allowed there. Take all the courage you have left. Wasted on fixing all the problems that came from your parents' death. But you'll stole the lightning bolt. I am Percy Jackson, we do not the tidings for rainbows. Journey to your uncle's lair, take all